It's extremely simple. We're going with Game Boy again because I risk if they switch what console they're on, that then suddenly their controls won't work anymore because that can happen. So it's like, okay, this is the simplest way of doing it. I did have one more Game Boy in my stash. Now the funny thing about this one was I actually have the manual sitting next to me.
Oh yeah.
And when I originally thought of giving this one, the manual was not online. I was actually gonna have to scan it. But it is online now. Somebody scanned it. So somebody not me scanned it.
Gotcha. Well, good. With that said, you said that the controls are pretty easy. I mean, you listed what A and B do. Okay. That's pretty funny. Okay, I'm just seeing what CalamitousBadger is saying about like trying to start the game, that you can only start it when the press start button is up above. So the game that we have today, everybody, drum roll. I don't have a drum roll sound effect. Nope, we're not doing that. It's Skate or Die, Bad and Rad. That's right. Hop onto your skateboard and get rolling, because the players are going to have 1 hour to try to make as much progress through this game. Now, I've been told that apparently we're skipping one stage because there's a heck of a lot of flashing. Yeah, normally, like, we have some viewers who are sensitive to light. I would say, like, we should still go ahead and keep the warning in mind, and we should keep the warning in the title. But we are going to be skipping the most notorious of those levels for y'all. So
right.
Yeah.
I mean, the issue is actually, so I have a setup where this uses there's another emulator other than BizHawk, a RetroArch. I actually have a setup in RetroArch where it looks fine. It's still blinking and you still have to give a warning, but it looks fine. But if you do it like in BizHawk, and I have tried multiple ways of fixing it, it looks horrendous. I will sometime at some point in chat, I will drop a video so you can all experience what it looks like if you really want to. Like, even if you don't have issues with blinking, you're gonna have issues with blinking because it's an emulator issue. What happens is it's utilizing the screen of the Game Boy in a certain way that, like, it on a real Game Boy, it doesn't seem bad at all. Like, it feels like kind of this muddy flowing effect almost. And when the screen has that little mesh matrix look to it, which is what the normal one's supposed to have, then it will actually cover up that flashing. But in this case, because, I actually was going to give a different game for backup again, but we were doing a suddenly switch at the last moment. It's like, okay, let me just give the other Game Boy one. But it means we're just going to skip that stage, which is fine. So,
yeah, I do need to let Forneia know to take the picture down. Nope, she did. Okay, we are set, everybody. So I need to get all of your raddest emotes for you to spam in chat, as well as any skulls. Ooh. We are doing the countdown, so spam your emotes. Come on. Anything radical, cool, neat.
Pounds. Seriously.
Yeah. As soon as I see movement in the first stage, I will start our timer. There we go. Yay. Thank you so much for spamming some Castlevania emotes. Those are definitely not the correct emote to spam here, but that's fine.
Oh,
okay, so what do we have here?
Skate or Die, Bad and Rad is a combination platformer and also top-down skateboarding game. And it's got lots of rude jumps where you can fall and die instantly.
Ooh,
a lot of
CalamitousBadger needs to use the crouch button.
So this is the other reason why it wasn't, there we go, now we see the crouching. The other reason why I didn't give this necessarily right away is this is a bit harder than the Castlevania, which is weird to say because Castlevania is pretty infamous, but you can get pretty far in Castlevania without hitting this kind of nonsense. You're gonna float in the pits. But on the other hand, these two are finalists, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it'd be something I would normally give for like honestly like a grand final or something, and they're getting it now, but
Oh no, I'm like, bring out brutal whenever. It looks like this.
So jumping. hit a knife, fell into the pit. Perfect.
Uh-oh. No! Badger, no! Into the pit, that is fine. Now, I think that this game is going to be fairly straightforward. Yeah, we're skating, yeah, we're dying, but it's going to be pretty linear progress as far as I can tell. Yeah.
Yep,
so,
this is a totally linear game. Let me drop... I got to drop the refs some notes here. Give me a moment.
Yeah,
Talk
go
for
ahead.
A second.
Okay, Forneia managed to take down the enemy guarding the falling platform, and unfortunately fell a couple platforms later. That's just how it goes. Yeah. Yep. Badger, meanwhile, getting back into this. Yeah. These levels, like, it just seems like checkpoints might not necessarily be a thing, which can be or the levels are very long. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, they're decently long levels. It's rude level design. There are checkpoints, but they're far away. And if you die, which you will die, you just start from the beginning of the level. So it's definitely in the span where Konami was making some very, very difficult games and not caring about
Badger fell at the exact same spot as Forneia. That is essentially a pixel-perfect tie as far as I'm concerned. Badger actually skipped the fight, didn't do anything to the knife thrower, and just decided to jump over, which is a little dangerous because if you get to the end, or if you get far into the level and then you pass them, depending on the cycle that they're on, they may be able to throw a dagger and stun you while you are doing the jump, so it gets a little dangerous. Hey, Forneia onto the second area here within the first stage. Nice.
Yeah, this was a checkpoint. That was a checkpoint. Now we are at the clown, which I did tell you could spam clowns. For some reason, the very first boss you fight is a clown.
No.
There you go.
I mean, more jester than clown, I'd say. Like, we've got juggling, we've got the jester hat.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I could tell you the name of the enemy, though, which is from the manual here. The Berserk Not So Happy Clown, Stage 1.
Oh, so it does call him a clown. Okay.
Flunky from the Yuck Yuck school of jokes and pranks, and you might end up laughing all the way to the morgue.
Not to the morgue, no!
So, yeah. This is good. So yeah, you're just supposed to jump and then bounce the balls back at the boss. You can't like land on the clown, which hopefully Forneia will discover at some point here. Yeah, you can't do that, and there's nothing in the manual like that explains this as a method of killing. You just have to kind of figure out, oh yeah, that will help.
Yeah, there we go. Badger is through onto the second area here. The second area seems pretty straightforward, just creepy circus music. Yeah, one rough thing about this is that these jumps seem pretty tight, and because, you know, simply put, the difference between playing on a Game Boy and an emulator, there can be a little bit of an input difference that throws people off, so, like, I'm not too surprised that it's taken a little while for Badger to get the hang of it, but there we go. Okay. Ooh, a ball to the face.
So Forneia, unfortunately, might be learning the wrong lesson here because she tried hitting the ball again with the skateboard, which is the right way, but she didn't do it. Like, she have to be facing the explosive ball, okay, and then it bounces back. So she might actually be having some trouble here because it gets stuck. Also, they both go back to the beginning because they lost all their lives.
Oh, fantastic! It's going to be one of these matches. Everybody,
I think we're going to get past stage 1, but the thing about stage 3 that I mentioned skipping, we might even get to that for all I know. This is a very tough game. I did beat it as a child, honest to goodness, Game Boy. This was actually one of my favorite childhood games, believe it or not. But it requires...
It runs smooth.
Oh yeah, it requires so much memorization. So much memorization. I mean, you can't learn about something until you die from it, basically.
Yeah.
So... And it's just weird, you know, you're fighting clowns for some reason, and I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this, but...
Well, you're bad and you're rad. That's what it is. You're bad and you're rad.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. It's not called Skate or Live. This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they get to 2, which, again, I think somebody's going to get to 2, because we already have... Badger has already gotten to the boss again. And I don't think Badger saw the bouncing happen just now. That's really important, that you know, hey, you can actually bounce those things.
Okay.
I think that is part of the issue, because like I said, Forneia saw it explode twice. So might be thinking, oh, it just explodes if it hits your skateboard, but she was just kind of hitting it at the wrong angle. So, yeah, this is just... designed very rude, and she died before she got to the boss again, so
yeah,
there's that also.
Badger tried to jump on one, it exploded. Is it really just angle dependent whether or not you can bounce it?
Yes.
Oh no.
This is hard.
Well,
and so I said this would be more like a grand finals, but you know, we're doing it now. It's all right.
No, it's fine. There's no game can only be saved till the grand finals. Like this, it could be grand finals. It could be the very first match of the tournament. You know, that's the joy of our bad game tournament. You know.
And I mean, again, I did beat this as a child, and it wasn't like I was that great at games. So if you can learn it, it's not like impossible to learn kind of game. There's somewhere, you know, it doesn't work. And I think Badger's being really tentative now, like maybe waiting for the right angle. This is the perfect angle if Badger was turned the right direction.
So it has to be the right angle ball.
Right angle ball,
this is so stupid.
Badger saw it bounce, so he knows that it can bounce. And Forneia hasn't even seen it bounce, so that's gonna be hard. Hopefully she figures it out. And then of course you have to actually get to the clown, which we just saw
Forneia
clown
caused the ball to bounce. Okay, she knows that it's doable.
Okay, good. Except then she slowed down on the little
well, I mean,
platforms.
yeah, I think at the same time, gaining knowledge is more important than surviving there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the important thing is knowing that you can bounce them back.
Yeah, neither of them have actually managed to bounce a boss projectile. So that is true, and they may be thinking of it as a different status. And I'm hoping... this is just a pain. Well, if one of them gets it once, then it starts to be clear like how you're supposed to do it. But those two things combined, angle plus, like Forneia's like, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah, I understand. Welcome to Kusogrand8. Sometimes things are complicated. By the way, I want to thank the referees for helping to track this match. We have volunteers who are making sure we know how much progress is made and who is in the lead. Hazel Shade is eating a chicken out of the wall on a skateboard. Okay, that's a good name. Good. What a gnarly night for Blastinus to be reffing. And then we also have Garfield the Lightning and Link Rad. Yeah, thank you all so much. Also, yeah, this is basically Castlevania on a skateboard is what I'm getting here. It is Konami.
Yeah, they made it. Yeah, it's made it the same year, I believe. So, yeah, no, it's probably the same team. I haven't actually looked that up again. I didn't. This was a last moment thing, so I am. I have not prepped, but except for the fact that I have beaten this game before, so I actually know it decently well, and I've got the manual sitting right here. Oh my goodness, clown, you need to behave. Yeah, they need to spot that, because it looks like almost like it's intended to have that moment right there where you bounce it, like if you time it, like you just keep moving, you kind of almost bounce it naturally, so it should be. I don't know. I don't know what else what somebody would do.
No, they'll
with this
they'll figure it out. Welcome to Kusogrand8. Sometimes people get stuck on a clown for an hour. You know, you never really know what's gonna happen. Oh no! Okay, CalamitousBadger, good. I mean, you almost got hit by the ball, but good that you didn't, I guess.
It looks like Badger might still be thinking in the terms of it's maybe, again, you have to be facing it and you have to like hit it at the right angle. Oh my goodness.
Nope, wrong direction, unfortunately. Yeah, if you have to be facing right, that will make it a little more difficult, but that's kind of how it goes. Now, you might be wondering what's happening in this game. Well, welcome to Rad City, USA, where tourists and terrorists collide. The twisted town of Vileville, located just to the left of California in the newly founded state of confusion, is in utter shock and disbelief this dark and dreary morning. The event that rocketed these way out West Coasters isn't a Richter-wrecking shake and bake quake or a blowout jam by the world's loudest heavy metal rap band. No, sir. This mental mash has been caused by the dastardly kidnapping of Miss Ariel, the town's roller queen, and the daughter of Great Ben, the last of the legendary Bad and Rad skateboard masters. It's the final straw in a hateful plan conceived by N Rad, the evil one. He's already captured the minds of world championship skateboarders from Singapore to San Luis Obispo. Yeah, that one. And now, with the last of the skateboard idols frazzled over his daughter's disappearance, the rest of the skateboarding world is his to conquer. Or is it? You see, N Rad and his board buddy Bionic Lester have forgotten about you, Ariel's #1 fan and favorite main squeeze. As heir apparent to Great Ben's legendary status, this will be your big chance to prove your worthiness as the next Bad and Rad skateboard master. And if you can survive N Rad's torturous 7-level training ground and defeat the evil one himself, you'll not only restore order to the wild world of skateboarding, you'll win the hand of the fairest maiden this side of Camelot. So there you go. We're trying to save a maiden. Yep.
So Forneia was experimenting. Like, it looked like she was intentionally stopping and noticing that she could actually bounce the balls that were earlier. Because she did it like twice, even.
Okay.
So, yeah, there we go. There's another bounce. I think she's thinking about it, but just is unsure how to be consistent about it. And yeah, that's the problem. Oh, there's another bounce. Yeah, I feel like she actually was. She's intentionally trying to get the bounce to happen. So I think she knows now, but it's still implementing it is tough.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, jumped just a little bit too late. Yeah, timing is going to take a little while. It looks like we may have a little bit of a breather for Badger. I am definitely not mirthful. That's fair. That is such a feeling. Okay, so Badger unfortunately was typing in Discord, and because of that, the screen scrolled away from the press start prompt, and you cannot start the game unless it says press start, so Badger had to wait for it to appear again. This is a quality game, everybody. Konami, your music, fantastic, but yeah, let me just say, that was kind of bogus.
Yeah. So, by the way, because Forneia is the only one that actually managed to get a hit on the boss, almost getting another one, but missed. That means she's definitely in the lead. I didn't actually keep track of who got there first. I think
Forneia.
It was Badger. Yeah, it was Forneia got there first. Okay, yep. So Forneia's got an established lead now because she actually got a hit on the boss. So we're just gotta actually get all the way through. At least she knows what to do. And Badger, I think, has has at least seen the bouncing, but I'm not sure, is totally sure yet that it's going to work.
Yeah, I think Badger Like, the important thing to realize for the players right now is that hitboxes suck so bad in this game. There we go. Badger hit the ball multiple times. And so that should be an indication that, hey, gotta hit the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, based on me watching this enough times, I'm fairly sure they actually tutorialize it. Like, if you go kind of full speed on the skateboard towards that, you will hit the thing with your skateboard just kind of inevitably. So, yeah, it's actually, like, a little bit of thought put into the design of this, just still not a great fight to do.
Yeah. He'll figure it out.
I'd really love to see stage 5, because that's where things really go out of control, but I'm not sure if we're going to get there. Let's see. I do think 2 and 4 are easier than this one, though.
Wait, but the level select screen only had 4 levels.
There's 7.
Huh. Okay.
It doesn't let you skip all the way to 7. Because that's the end.
Yeah, gotcha.
They let you skip a bit. So it's kind of a way to be nice. Like, so if you're like me, child who has this game and has to play a whole bunch of times to master it, which you do if you have this game on a real Game Boy, then it's yeah, you're gonna just, I mean, unless you leave your Game Boy on, I guess, but, you know, this is the era where you're using batteries and all that. Oh, nice, nice, almost there.
Okay,
yep, almost
okay.
killed the clown.
Oh, there we go, the clown is down! Well, with that said, I think we've got to switch the music over to Forneia, because I don't want to listen to clown music anymore.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was very good. That was very good learning, and observing on that could have gone a lot worse. But she really started to figure it out from experimenting with the balls. Okay, we are on a totally different kind of gameplay. So this is I actually like the original Skate or Die, which I don't know if you played any of those, but they're
and I sucked so bad.
Yeah, from the very start, get-go, they had this as one of the main gameplays, the downhill race. And you were dodge things and so forth. So this one and then the next one they're going to be playing are... Actually, the next 3 are all going to be downhills. Because they're skipping one of the levels, the way this is going to work. And you'll notice that it does seem to be a little less frustrating, and there's actually multiple pizzas in the way. Those are health. So all the pizzas have been picking up...
Okay, so unfortunately, if you get knocked back into spikes, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
And just to make sure, are the players allowed to select level 2 if they get a game over?
Right.
They are.
I mean, it should put them on that for the level select. But yeah, no, they can continue from 2 if they actually make it to 2.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, Forneia. Oh, the damage. Oh. Okay, she's staying up top, which I don't know if that's necessarily safer in this area. Oh no, the ocean killed him. This is what happens when you're in the state of chaos. Or confusion? I don't know. It's a state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for those who are wondering, one of the people who worked on this, one of the main programmers, worked on other things like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, was the producer for that. You know, Castlevania 2, Rondo of Blood, blah, 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 Azure Dreams. Oh, and how about did QA for The Adventures of Bayou Billy? Well, good job. That certainly is a game. The music, on the other hand... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I don't know that one.
The music, on the other hand, was done by the same people who did the music for Castlevania The Adventure, which I heard is a fantastic game. Absolutely amazing. Possibly the best. Definitely doesn't belong on Kusogrand8. Oh, JK, maybe it does. Also, Blades of Steel, Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge for Game Boy. Okay. One of the Tiny Toon adventure games. That's cool. A good, decent variety there. Yeah, I'm still not sure what Badger is thinking here. That is another full game over for Badger. Nope. Okay, one more. Yeah, the biggest thing, like, Badger still hasn't dealt a single hit to the boss, so, like, practicing the ball bounces there, that should hopefully give you an idea and help you take cues that, yes, this is what I should be doing. A full game over, but he will be going back to the beginning of the game. Remember, this is a full hour match. Even if players struggle for a while at the beginning, they can have a decent comeback, and we've seen plenty of comebacks. However, whoever comes in last during this match will be eliminated. They're out of the tournament. That's it. Goodbye. Oh no, Forneia, not the... I hate those squares. Those squares hurt so much. Yeah, what confused me at first is that the sodas look like they should restore health, but they don't.
They're points.
Yeah, but I don't want points. I want health.
Yeah, I think you get actually 1-ups from points.
Oh,
so
in that case, I want points.
Yeah, it's not terrible to get points because of that. Let's see here. I'm just checking. Yeah, so you get 300. Here, I'll read the thing. Canned goodies. Capture these artificially preserved bonus veggies. They're not sodas, they're veggies. And add 300 highly fortified points to your score. If the can's flashing, count on scoring 2,000 smackaroos.
Yeah,
so it is just point.
An extra life comes at 20,000 points, and then every 30,000 after that. So it's very... I think that Forneia has gotten some extra points on this skateboarding section. Definitely worth grabbing those cans if they are in the way. Okay, Badger, have you figured out what to do? It's a clown. Okay, how do you murder a clown? Nope, not that way. Not that way either. Nope.
No, actually, okay, nope. So, I was going to say, you can actually do it from the far... No.
Badger!
No. Oh.
Okay. Like, cool.
Oh, no.
Hey, CalamitousBadger is officially past the clown, but not past the level.
Yeah, I didn't know that could happen. That's good.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, maybe he thinks that this is something that you have to wait out.
Oh, no.
Which means that, well, that's okay. Like, time goes faster than 1 second a second, luckily, in this game. So it's probably just about, like, 40 more seconds, and it'll be done. I'm betting that at the 25-minute mark is when Badger dies. So let's see if I'm right, everybody.
Yeah, I'm checking through the manual. This doesn't like it has a guide to how to kill the clown. It just has what I read about it being.
In the introduction, it shows you jumping on a ball, and that there's an arrow pointing towards the enemy. So, like, I think if you read through the beginning of the manual, you will see, 2 seconds before the 25-minute mark. Actually, a little bit faster than I thought. But with that said, you didn't give them the manual, did you?
No, it was going to be a little... Like, this was last moment, and honestly, yeah, no, they wouldn't have had time to read it. And it doesn't really help that much. It's... I mean, yeah, this would not really help. It's got a lot of cute things, and it's fun to find out that the 5th one's called Scratch and Biff Mountains, or the 4th one's Bionic Luster's Scab Canals. So, all that lore is pretty good, but it doesn't really help you beat the game.
Badger's doing it. There we go. One more hit, and the clown is dead. That's all it takes. Figuring it out.
Yeah. And this is still not running away with it, because
well, Forneia has been on this auto-scrolling section for quite a while, considering that these spikes instantly kill. what you really want to do is like memorize as much of this level as possible. But yeah, now we are close to tied up. Bursic, aka CalamitousBadger, making some progress here, getting to level 2, and that is an extra life at 20,000 points, which is good because the spikes kill you.
Yep. This is one of those, so I don't think they're going to go this route, but this is one of those games where it actually helps if you're trying to beat the game, because there's hard stuff later. Like level 6 is just spikes everywhere. If you're trying to beat the game, it's better to start from level 1 because you want to get the points. And if you got it memorized, which you probably do by the time you're actually able to get your game to level 6, then that's what I was doing when I was playing it as a kid. Is I would start on the earlier levels just to get the points, and I was in fact trying to get all those darn veggie cans. It was actually important.
Badger made it just about as far as Forneia has, so it's gonna be really close between the players at this point. Like
this has 7 levels.
Yeah.
So just somebody was mentioning 6 levels. This is 7 levels.
We could only see a maximum. Oh no! Do not get caught by the fishing hook. Can you get out of that? Oh, yep.
You just have to wait. Just have to wait, and then you get dropped, and then that hurts you, and then you go on.
Beautiful.
It's not as bad as it looks, but it stalls you. So, I mean, getting stalled when you're just playing for trying to beat the game is just annoying. When you're in a race like they are, I'm sure it didn't feel great to have to slow down.
Oh, yeah.
And, Badger might be thinking he is behind, but they're really not that far apart from each other. I don't even know how the judges are tracking this level exactly. This was definitely spur of the moment. So
I don't think it's too much of a concern because this is still before the halfway mark. We have 30 more minutes to see how far players make it. We've got plenty of time. Just don't get caught by the hook. Oh no, going down the side. Oh no, Bursic, no! CalamitousBadger, no! That's what happens to badgers sometimes. They just get caught.
It does feel like Forneia is starting to learn sort of the rhythms of how this is designed. Like when you see an arrow, how far a delay you have before you actually have to start acting based on that arrow. Well, except for right there. That was it was going good up until that point. That actually is not that far from the end. It's just you got to not get killed by the insta-death spikes, which there is to death, so it's
okay. I think Badger got through the first section here and may actually be passing up Forneia. This level repeats a lot. Oh my gosh. Oh no, we got to the giant wall ride that you have to do there. Okay, I have not seen that section. I'm about 90% sure that's a new best place there. There we go, everybody. I love lead changes. They're always good. Also fun because I get to swap whose audio we're listening to, because why not?
Sure.
I don't know, I'm bored. Let's go ahead and swap.
That's fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. So those spikes right there, I think kind of everybody suddenly understood, and hopefully Badger understood. That one you cannot jump over. You have to actually do the go up the side.
Oh, yeah, I think it was pretty obvious.
That is the very end, though. So if Badger can get past that, then we're on to level 4. Remember, we're skipping 3.
Very nice. Oh, Forneia making it to the same set of spikes. Although I think technically she jumped a little bit farther. Like, if we did a VOD review, I think that it would come down to Forneia being slightly in the lead at this point.
I think that was a very slight lead
again.
Change, but...
Okay, fine. I'll swap back again, everybody. We had a small lead change, okay? Small lead change. Very minuscule.
I don't think I've given one a that had this kind of tracking before, so this is kind of fun, honestly.
Linear tracking? It's the best!
Linear tracking by pixel. You know, like we're actually making the refs measure the pixels maybe by the end of this. Yeah, I don't think I've actually done one quite like that.
You never really know when it's gonna happen. Okay. Are you gonna be able to do the wall ride? Oh, Forneia's through the first wall ride and then on to death. Oh.
You go. Okay. Oh, almost. Oh.
It was so good.
Yeah, that's the last jump. It's so rude. Yep, you have to be on the left one, and then you have to jump, and then you are done with that level. So we're really close. We're gonna see level 4 at least. 4 is actually decently easy, so we'll probably see 5.
Oh yeah, I think we'll see level 5. I've got faith.
Now 5 is really rude, so I don't know about seeing 6, but
yeah, what I would do. Okay, so I'm just thinking there are cases where Badger and Forneia, honestly, they've both tried to go up to the left, like where Forneia is right there, but that barrel easily hits you. If the barrel hits you, what I would say is just try to go all the way to the right again, because there will be a little land that you can skate on. You might get hit by the water, but it's better than dying. Honestly, get a little wet rather than impaling yourself on spikes, okay? Lara Croft needed to learn that. Okay, Forneia, can you do the jump? Yes!
Okay, and then almost there.
Look at that flex!
Beautiful. All right. Yeah, so this game, the reason why I liked it is because once you actually master it, it does feel really good to get through. Like, you know, all these things trying to kill you and you jump over and past all of them. That is okay. Yes, it is reset time. Let me double check to make sure she understands.
Yeah, I believe she is resetting. She's going to be swapping over to level 4.
So she got to see a moment of what I was talking about with the blinking. Yeah, it looks normal on normal Game Boy. It does.
Yeah, mind you, the Batman game that we had before, if I'm not mistaken, that was also Konami, and that also had a heck of a lot of flashing that nobody wanted to deal with. But the players just had to, and so we had, like, giant warnings everywhere. It was so good.
Yep. Now that is, yeah, I had actually have somewhere in my hard drive this set up with it's already packaged with RetroArch with the right shaders and everything, but, you know, it was... This was the last moment swap in, so we're not doing any of that. We're just skipping the level.
I mean, that's how it goes. Some days... you just have a sudden amount of, or a late veto that you didn't know about, and honestly, I'm glad that that Forneia let us know that she had seen a decent amount of the Castlevania game, because that way we get a
what she said, based on what she said, it did not seem, I mean, I went ahead and let Badger say, just in case Badger was like so gung-ho to play Castlevania, it would be okay, but honestly, yeah, that was enough exposure to say no. Yeah, this could be close to first try. Because this doesn't have nearly the same like pit level and so forth. What's deadly is what's chasing Forneia right now. So and oh yeah, that's what's deadly. Yeah, so you get chased by a steamroller. Hold on, let me look at the manual and see what it says. I might say something.
I mean, it's very possible. Yeah.
I don't know. So there's no boss in this one because it's the top down. Then there's no boss in 5, so it's top down. So we're not going to see any more clowns for a while, at least.
Good. Get rid of those clowns. I don't like them anyway.
I also think Badger's really close here. It's just that one last thing. The problem is I don't think Badger's seen the very last jump either. The last one where he had to okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He'll probably die on that. Oh no! Forneia got squished.
Yeah, you have to really pay attention to the arrows. It is doable first try almost if you like have the rhythm of the arrows perfectly, but yeah, this is certainly just in general a learn by death game. That's how Konami was back then. It's just
yeah. So
yeah, they had this. That's how you made games.
The levels that we've had, by the way, Roadkill Avenue, and then followed by Panic City Boardwalk. The one that we skipped is called the Smelly Gross Bletchy Sewer. And finally, we are currently on Bionic Lester's Scab Canals. I don't like that. Once again, there's a deadly time clock waiting to stick you with its razor-sharp hands. Don't know what that means. I don't like time clocks. Oh, the clock at the bottom of the screen apparently is time clock. Wait, it talks about the time being a villain here? Yeah.
Yeah, you notice it's a little faster than normal, but that was at 48 seconds, the death, the last one.
Yeah.
So it's a little shorter time than these other levels are.
Well, I mean, the manual even talks about level 2 being like, to survive this life gambling zone, you must defeat the merciless 2-minute and 40-second time clock. That's not merciless. That's so much time. 2 minutes and 40 seconds? I can brush my teeth like a lot during that time.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Whoa. Oh, Badger. Yeah, you can't sneak to the right on that. And that's just timing out the water. Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, just getting yourself hit by the water and then dealing with it.
Yeah. So, you know, the various enemies that we have. The Berserk Not-So-Happy Clown from Stage 1. Mess with this... we'll go ahead and just call him a flunky from the Yuck Yuck School of Jokes and Pranks. You might end up laughing all the way to more. You already read that. Oh my gosh. The second one was Mr. Wartmonger, which we skipped him. Raised by a pack of wild sewer frogs, this Wart for Brains enemy will give you the ultimate tongue lashing. And considering that this froggy's been a courting lovely Ariel, you can bet he'll be in a jealous rage ready to smash you like an insect. Okay, as long as it was just a date, cool. Hey, Forneia is on to level 5. Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Watch out, a bird got ya. Ah!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this level.
It's good. It's so good.
Oh,
it's also so... this is the most Kuso of them all. There's spikes everywhere. There's jumps that you just cannot know about until you hit them, and then you realize you just died.
The manual
and you
calls
also,
this...
the left is a ledge.
It's called
So, there you
Scratch
go.
and
Whee!
Biff Mountain. Scratch and Biff Mountains, that is. Yep. This is kind of a nightmare. We do not have another boss until stage 6 when we encounter Bionic Lester. Now, you might be wondering, is he like Lester the Unlikely? And I imagine that he's literally Lester after growing up, okay? Because he rides a skateboard and carries a dagger. I gotta take a screenshot of this dude, okay? Bionic Lester. Absolute... Like, he's what a 5-year-old thinks is cool, okay?
So Badger got to the big pit of spikes, but I think just has been so exhausted by this level, just kind of forgot what to even do there. That's...
Oh, apparently Lester is in Skate or Die 2, and your rival in 1, possibly? Well, here he is now. Look at him. He's on a skateboard. He's got a cape, which probably gets stuck underneath those wheels. That's not good. And he's got a knife. Bionic Lester. Absolutely terrifying, okay? Do not let Lester get you. Yeah, when he was just a tyke, Bionic Lester made a wrong turn on his skateboard and ended up smack in the middle of a nasty chemical spill. Somehow he survived, but the good side of his brain turned to mush, while the evil side flourished. Now he's out to impose all of his bad ideas on humanity. Well, okay. Bad Lester. Various enemies in this game, by the way. You've got the Whopper Chopper, you've got N Rad's Deputy Dog, the extremely thorny Flower, and then the knife-throwing enemies in Stage 1 are called Sir Slice-A-Lot. They named the drums Scum Drum. Okay. There's also Cool Cat Eating Rat. Oh no! The rat eats Cool Cat, which is probably for the best. I hate that. Cool Cat. It's so weird. There's a Sonic
Konami Spike.
Yeah, and it also names specifically spikes that come down on a chain as Jabberjaws.
Oh. So yeah, they make the all the levels starting from 5 very spiky, and they come out at you, and
yeah,
you can't react really. They just come.
It's a little bit rude to have spikes come out of the mountain wall and stab you. Like, it's a tiny bit of time for you to react, but I still think that it's such a small amount of time that nobody's going to be able to react in time.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're, like, playing perfectly, even if you are the ideal 100% always perfect gamer, if you just happen to get yourself in a bad place because you don't know that the spikes can come out of the mountain, they're gonna get you. Oh no, Forneia! Actually, I think Forneia chose to drive off the mountain so that she could start this level over. Badger's still on level 2. Forneia was here for a while, so I'm not too surprised, but Badger really needs to start working and hopefully get through this in the next few minutes, because if he doesn't, there's going to be very little chance to actually catch up to Forneia. Of course, the players don't know where they are compared to each other. You know, that's a completely different issue, but it's still something that, like, Badger has made more progress through this stage and is just struggling quite a bit at this point. You gotta get consistent. And as you said, omeganumber, there's a lot of memorization. If it comes down to it, maybe even taking a couple notes would be a decent idea, like,
yeah.
Or at the least, like, memorize the pattern of the obstacles that are coming in this level, and if you do, you might be able to get through. Forneia made the first very tricky jump here. Okay, into the keep out section. We're not grabbing that pizza. Been sitting out in the sun too long. Whoa.
Also not damaged, so it's not worth it to take the risk to get the pizza.
Oh no! The ground fell away. Who could have seen that coming? Literally nobody, because it started crumbling while Forneia was on it. There was just no hope.
Yeah, you have to jump before you get to the crumbling thing, so that then you can jump again. Oh no, not the bird.
Oh, I love the bird. Bird's my favorite. Oh, Mecha Link is saying that it has a different texture, and we've seen that kind of thing before. I suppose, but when it's the entire pathway, and you've seen that the ground has different textures, it can still be a little bit surprising. But if that texture always has disappeared for you, oh wait, except in level 2, we've got that texture as the edges of the different ramps here, so that would be enough to at least throw some people off. Yep. I'd say there's no shame in dying to it at least once. What is this? Okay, okay.
Perfect.
Well,
we're almost to the end, but there's one very, very rude jump coming up. Oh, and plus that can happen.
Yeah, luckily there was a checkpoint, so not the worst. Oh no, there's a helicopter. With that said,
helicopter shoots at you while you're
Badger forgot about the long stretch. It's right near the skull that you have to worry about the long stretch. Yeah, this is the Whopper Copper. Watch out. Burger King is flying this. No.
This isn't as bad as it looks. And right there it smashed. And now there's a rope, and you have to be in the right position to land on the rope. You actually jump and you land on the rope, and then there's a really cool stunt, and then you're done with the level. So that was the end of the level right there. So we might actually, Forneia might beat it, because that was really close.
Yeah, by the way, I do want you all to know that his name is the Burger King. Yeah, the character from Burger King is the Burger King. And he would be the one flying the Whopper Chopper, which I imagine that he sided with the villains in this nuclear wasteland. Bad Burger King. Go back to being weird, okay? Okay, Badger getting that jump. Good. Okay, this is the second section that you go through this area, so just got to do it one more time. Then you've got the skull coming down right after Fisherman here. Avoid the skull, and then you need to know. Nope. Oh, downright is doable. What? Unfortunately, all of the death right after is not worth going downright. Oh! At least CalamitousBadger knows it's better to do the wall ride.
I'm really rooting for him to at least finish this level. I don't think there's a chance to catch up now. This is Forneia has been basically all the way to the end of stage 5 now, and just didn't know that there was the jump right there with the rope. And yeah, that jump at the end is really pixel perfect, pretty much too. Like you have to be just to the left of the little line, and I don't know. I even when I got good at the game, occasionally I just missed the rope jump just because.
Yeah, I think that there's very little chance. It's not impossible. These stages aren't long, but considering that Badger has not seen stage 3 or stage 5, it's really, I'm gonna say, very unlikely but doable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is possible in one-shot 4. So, yeah, because I almost nearly one-shot it, I think, the first time I tried 4. It just not... I mean, it's short. It's meant to be, like, you know, kind of more of a speed race thing, I think. It was the intent. Like, so it has kind of a different atmosphere than all these other ones do.
Okay, Badger, you just need to stay right, get up left. Oh, so close. No! If these spikes weren't one-hit kills, like, they would be a little bit more tolerable. I love the weird mountain spikes that just jut out and instantly kill you, though. How terrible is this mountain? Maybe that's why it says keep out. They didn't want anybody skateboarding here. Understandable.
Yeah. So, there is a second Game Boy one, but it is all. Oh, try to for the one up there, and then unfortunately the checkpoint is past where that section is, so that's.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right, I guess. What I was gonna say, the second Skate or Die is very different. It's actually all done from like back perspective, where you're going down these pipes. There's not spikes coming at you or anything. It's more like a regular sports racing game. But Skate or Die has always been kind of a weird series because it's been a combination of really funky levels like this one. Like you said, even the original had one that was like this sort of a downhill level where you have to dodge stuff, and things that are like real, like doing a.
Oh, Badger, no! Like, unfortunately, Badger bonked on an invisible wall, aka the side of the screen, and that caused him to lose his upward momentum up the ramp, forcing him down to the spikes to die, because this game is a little brutal and rude like that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But that said, you know, this game is like almost no RNG. It's very consistent, very easy to see where the traps are. I think that, yeah, the game is brutal and very difficult, but like with how consistent everything is, it really comes down to who can figure out how to play this game the best. I think that it's an excellent pick here.
Yeah. And again, as a kid, I never thought of this as a bad game, but I had already, after did some enough times, memorized it, so it felt like really cool to dodge all this stuff. Like again, because like you pointed out, no RNG, you are going to dodge it once you get it memorized. You have the helicopter exploding, and you have this really cool scene that we just saw with the skateboard.
Yeah, Forneia got through. Yes. On to stage 6. Oh, everybody, you want to know where we are? Well, I can tell you, we are officially in the Rat Cave. At the completion of this rabies-invested stage, you'll be greeted by the ever-cordial Bionic Lester. There you go. We've got women with boomerangs. They're sonic boomers, okay? Like your maybe not your grandma. Maybe your mother throwing boomerangs. Oh yeah, Chad is mentioning that in the section where Forneia was getting hit, she needs to crouch. It's very easy to forget some of the basic controls of the side-scrolling areas after so much time without playing them. I think that skipping a level, yes, it helped with visuals, but it also throws off the players a little bit where they have to relearn how to do this because they got so used to the auto-scrolling sections.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's certainly it does throw off the rhythm of a game to not have that level, but on the other hand, there's nothing really like that special in the level. I mean, there's the funky diver boss, I guess, and then
I don't think it's a bad thing to skip it. It's just the reality. Like, this is what happens because that level was skipped. Players get to deal with trying to learn how to play the game again. Oh, Badger, no! Yeah, getting hit by the barrel is probably better than death. I think I can say that, yeah. Uh-oh. Forneia in a tricky area where you have to jump and duck, because if you don't, it's insta-death. Everything in this area is insta-death. This is brutal. This is rude. Luckily, you do you have infinite continues?
Yes.
Oh, good. And it does open up stage 6 now that you've made it there. So that is actually really nice. Thank you, Konami.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the other one we were going to play also has infinite continues, which would have also been heavily utilized. So Konami during this era, they believed in infinite continues, and that's how it goes. So,
good.
I mean, Contra was before this, and it did not have something like that, right? Do you have continues at all, even?
I'm not don't recall. I don't think I've ever played all the way through any of the Contra games. I know they're brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've watched Contra play, but people who already know how to play it. I've never actually played that one myself. I'm missing a lot of. So, I mean, this the Game Boy was my first.
I'm sorry, but those jumps, how Forneia first off made it. Second off, what is this level?
Forneia's able to do it. Oh, and it just spikes randomly. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, by the way, both of these players have done excellent in Kusogrand8 so far. They made it to the bracket. Even though one is getting eliminated here, that is just how it goes. That doesn't speak to how good they are as a player here. Just means that, this game didn't completely jive with them. And that's just how life goes sometimes. Sometimes you get a game that's not totally a good fit for you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally understandable. This one might not jive with everyone. It's got, you have to memorize a whole bunch of jumps, and that's how it goes. And yeah. So many spikes where you have to jump at the exact right time to match it. And I try to think how long this game took me to beat. It was not the year I bought it, for sure, or at least got it as a gift. It was maybe 2 years. So I owned the game for 2 years before I beat it.
Oh.
I mean, I guess that's what kind of they were like, back then. It was, you want a game that lasts, you make it hard enough that the kid who keeps playing it over and over, they come back to it.
Yeah.
Really reach the end after 2 years.
I'm just hoping that Badger is able to get through. Oh no, Forneia, you got the jump last time, but not this time. That's okay. Like, there's no way to know that you're supposed to jump because Konami put in something that is a sin. That's called a blind jump. You don't do that. Especially blind jumps that can lead to death, that will lead to death if you don't jump. Bad Konami. Go back to design school. Yeah, I'm just cheering for Badger to finish this level because he's got all of the parts here. He's figured out what everything is in this level. It would be a good personal victory to just push through and manage to finish this level. Okay, we've got some of the tricky jumps here. Okay, avoiding the barrel. Oh, Badger is through the first section here. Make the jump, and there we go. Badger is through, everybody. Wow. Dreams come true.
Oh. The little victory pose picture, honestly, it's kind of corny, but I think that really does make it feel good to have that. I don't know, because of the amount of struggle that was. Badger.
Yeah, okay, it looks like he knows. Okay. Resetting and going to stage 4. It's not going to be enough to catch up to Forneia, but I'm curious to see how he does on his first attempt with stage 4. Of course, you got to wait for the start to show up, because why would they want you to start the game quickly,
Yeah, I know. You got to, listen to the whole thing and then slowly see about the registered trademark.
I don't care. Licensed by Nintendo, could be licensed by your mom. I wouldn't care. Okay. Oh, Forneia getting through the jumps. There we go. Oh no, there are the rats. The cool cat eating rat. I don't like those.
So, yeah, as Mechalink points out, Forneia's supposed to stop right there. You can't just keep going. You can't outrun it. You actually have to stop, crouch, wait for the spikes to come down. They're going to come back up again.
Oh. Yeah, this isn't an auto-scroller level. You actually have to do platforming things.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Gross.
And I mean, even when it is a platformer, it feels like an auto-scroller because of all the big slopes with spikes and stuff. So it's really... I can understand just not figuring it out right now, especially after the end of this long match, and just it's hard to spot. I think it only took me maybe one death back when I was playing this to realize what was going on, but that was going through extremely slow and having all the time in the world.
Yeah. Okay, we are on the final 25 seconds of the match. Nothing is going to change placement-wise, but I'm still curious how far they can make it in this final attempt. Forneia, death by blind jump. Even if you know where the platform is, blind jumps are still not fun. Oh, geez, that pool just wrecking Bursic, Badger, but that is it, everybody. That is time. Let's see how CalamitousBadger is able to do against this auto-scroller, this demon. Oh, no. Oh, too bad. Well, that, everybody, is Skate or Die, Bad and Rad. I think that, it's very obvious who took the victory here. Forneia did. Both players putting in an excellent effort, but Forneia just blew this out of the water. Hello there, Forneia. Welcome.
Hello there.
Hello. We're just waiting for Badger if they would like to come and join. Yeah, so how are you doing? How did the game go for you?
I feel like the number of times that I was basically at a stage clear and then it's just no, you just die. That was pressing my patience a fair amount.
Yeah, Yeah. Hello there, Badger. How you doing today?
All right.
You survive?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and tell you the results. I think that it's pretty clear to us that Forneia got the victory. Forneia made it all the way to stage 6, and it was just amazing to watch. Like, she nailed the stage that you're on right now, Badger. She just got through that so quickly. I have no idea how. And I believe stage 3, or stage 4. I know how you got through stage 3. You reset and you went to stage 4. That was perfect.
Hacks.
Yeah, so seriously, great job there. But both of you were really doing a lot of solid work, especially in the beginning. It's just that second stage, that auto-scroller, is a huge pain in the butt.
Honestly, I don't think the second stage is all that bad, honestly. I genuinely just think the clown is worse.
Okay, I hate the clown.
Why did they explode versus reflect? Like, I didn't...
From what I figured out, it's either you tap it with the front of your board as you're ascending, or you bounce with the heel of your board as you're descending.
Yeah, the first time I got them to reflect, I just reflected them all. As, like, I don't know what I did differently. So.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
it took me like 3 actual runs to figure out, oh wait, I can bounce things. Okay, let me try and do, okay, that failed. Okay, run 4. All right, I got it.
Yeah, but the thing is, Bursic, after you got through the clown, you actually moved into the lead after that. Like, you were on him for a while, but then Bam made a solid push into stage 2, taking the lead for a little while until Forneia managed
that
to...
thing at the end. Like,
yeah. Oh, the end. I think it just... Well, what? It was the barrels that kept killing momentum when you tried to go up the ramp. Like,
yeah, and staying up on the ramp, like the incline far enough to get past that last long, I don't know.
Yeah, you have to have a decent amount of speed. Well, like the giant stretch of spikes.
Yeah.
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 I found that a fairly reliable strategy for that, seeing as how I saw it twice. Okay, no, 3 times, and I only died to that once, was just jump into the hill, and that'll just
That's
give you
how
a
Bursic
momentum.
did it the last time.
That's how it worked the last time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that did end up being pretty reliable. Why? Because you didn't lose any of your downward horizontal speed until you actually landed on the hill. Yeah, it worked out pretty fine. With that said, what do you think of this game as a whole?
I think some of like the conceptual ideas are pretty cool. It's like, okay, let's just like skate down this, Mad Max highway while murder spikes are just hurling out at you. There's a pterodactyl anachronistically just here to harass you. And then there's a helicopter. I don't exactly know what it does, but it was trying to harpoon me. So I figure that's bad.
That
and
level
then
is
there's just like a death chamber, and like, okay, this is pretty metal, honestly. It's a shame that the controls are terrible.
Like, we can't feel I can't feel the controls. Like, I know that you two are good at games. You've made it all the way to the bracket. It's obvious that you are good at games, but this game, like, pushed you back so hard. And that's just this game. It's so ridiculously difficult.
I feel like more than anything, what got me killed consistently was having to turn in one direction and then counter-turning being so sluggish that it's not consistently enough. So I got to the point where it's just like, okay, when do I just tank a hit and when do I try to jump over the obstacle that's in front of me? Because sometimes just tanking a hit is better because it stops my momentum and allows me to get control instead of going over a cliff or something.
Yeah,
the first knife thrower in the first stage, that was always just what I would do.
Oh, that was funny.
Just run into him.
I went right past that guy, and then he threw a knife, and I bounced off the knife, and that put me in the hole.
Oh, I did that once.
Oh, yeah, that was so good.
That was great.
I have an actual genuine question. So, like, the area where I got to, or like the spikes are descending from the ceiling.
Yes.
There's no way that you can jump at a lower altitude. Do you just, like, wait, and then they go back up?
Yep.
Oh, of course.
Yes. You can stop. Yeah, you just roll to a stop, crouch, They come on down, and as they come up again, you can go through.
I was wondering about that one. I was just like, okay, maybe I'm just not doing this fast enough, or maybe I have to like go and drift down on a platform and jump lower as it's falling. And it's like, wait, no, this is a solid platform. That doesn't work.
It's all good. Well, you know, Forneia, congratulations. You are moving on to round 2. Sick. I apologize. You are eliminated, but remember, I do have some prizes, so hit me up. Add me on Steam so that I can get you your Steam gift card if you're not already my friend over there. Other than that, I need to... Oh, and also your address so that I can get you Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Oh my gosh.
Only the most important Santa Claus interplanetary war movie that exists out there.
Oh boy.
With that said,
true prize.
We have a tradition of asking what you want on your tombstone. So, Bursic, what are your last words that you want on your tombstone?
Wow, I'm on the spot?
On the spot, yeah.
Gosh.
Just go with the Simon Greedwell classic, bury me with my money.
Bury me with my skateboard.
Something like, I guess, dug his own grave. I don't know.
Dug his own grave. Oh, could have a frowny face after that, too. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sure, yeah.
Well, you know, honestly, it lets other people not have to do as much work, so that's nice. Thank you for digging your own grave.
What, as opposed to copy-pasting the entirety of Lorem Ipsum?
Oh my god. Yeah, I'd say that's a better option. Well, I'm going to call that it for today, everybody. Remember, RPG Limit Break and Fastest Furs marathon submissions are open in case you are interested in submitting. If you need help finding them, message me. If you don't need help and can find them on Blue Sky or just by searching the internet, then congratulations, you have the skills of a 5th grader. Let's see, I'm trying to see who we should raid. You know, it looks like L-Rock is derusting a 1cc, so I think we should go bother L-Rock. Ooh, I know this game. It's furry trash. Okay, do we have a good raid message?
Skate or die.
Skate or die. That works. Go tell L-Rock to skate or die. Skate or die. Hey, that was an easy message to come up with. I'll be back later on this week, definitely the weekend. If I'm here earlier, I will let people know on Blue Sky, Twitter, which honestly I am using much less these days, and I'll let people know on Discord for sure. Thank y'all so much and take care. Bye, Forneia.
Thank you very much.
Bye,
have a good evening.
Take care.
Woo!